Garrison, it's not. What?
No,
The Garrison is still up.
Remains, and the MG went down for ICF right there,
But there's
too.
still a squad leader left. Did not get the Garrison. That was their chance, man. And it's just the positioning of the Garrison is just, it just saved them. It saved them the identity run, man. Not gonna capitalize.
It's okay, man.
Golly, we are so sorry. Audio should be on now. I know it's gonna be a 5 minute delay, but um, yeah. So what were we talking about? We were talking about all sorts of stuff, including this match against TOG and Three Foys. One of the things we were talking about prior to this match is the advantages for the Germans and the advantages for the British. Obviously, in that showcase match when we were watching it, Helios from the British side, they maintained control of the midpoint the entire time. Not the entire time, for the most part. The only time that TL capped it, they were immediately recapped by Helios. But I think that one of the things that will be really interesting, I think looking at the map and looking at the back line, I think garrison placement may be a little bit more comfortable for the British side. But that being said, there's lots of places for the Germans to put up garrisons. Obviously, one of them being underneath that bridge. There's great cover underneath that. They would have to push up very aggressively as the British to go and take that backline garrison. But the distance can cause an issue for these guys in terms of the deployment. And certainly, I would love your guys' thoughts and opinions on this. But what we see not only in the showcase match, but we've also seen this now with FPVC versus 3AC, very aggressive tank play, and that was something that we had talked about, was that how are guys going to play this with one tank available and it being a medium, and it's basically a one-on-one in these tank engagements. How aggressive are these teams going to play out these tank engagements? And so far, we've seen very aggressive tank play from all of these matches on skirmish mode. It's really fascinating phenomenon.
Yeah, I think the tank play is going to be really, really vital. It's really going to depend on whether both teams are actively trying to take out the tanks or whether both teams get to keep their tanks up. It's just going to be a meat grind if there's a lot of infantry in the middle of the point and tanks are pounding it with HE. I think repair stations and being able to get back and fill up your ammo and come back is going to be extremely crucial to the winning team.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the things that is great for, because we're doing skirmish mode, is that it is throwing some teams for a loop. On terms of this strategy, we've seen this from 3AC, where this is a team that was in Division 2 of APL. Okay, they did fairly well for themselves, and they went up against teams like Ronin in APL, and they lost 2-3 on it in very, very close battles, and improved throughout the tournament. I want to put that out there too. They improved drastically throughout the tournament. This is different than Warfare. This is way different than Warfare. I think in KO, I'd be really curious to see what your thoughts are, given your background. But in Warfare, obviously, and we see this from like teams like 75th OG and Vanguard and of course ESPT, is that when it comes to Warfare, it seems like the name of the game is map control, right? Map control, map control, map control will keep a wide line, but we expand and collapse as threats come in. It is not the same on skirmish mode at all. I mean, I don't, what are your thoughts on the differences between Warfare and skirmish mode tactics that we've seen so far, Kalo?
Yeah, and first of all, so far in the yesterday's match was 35s, and so was the showcase, right? So
yeah,
correct me if I'm wrong, but this tournament can go up to 50.
It can.
And,
up to 48. Up to 48 people. Yeah, on each side. Yeah.
48 plus casters.
Yes.
And skirmish can go up to 50 people. So that that might change things. But in the 35s format, you have to consolidate things. Really, you have 31 people because you have the commander and 3 tankers. Yep. So that's 4 to 5 squads of guys, which is really not that much map control. 4 to 5 outposts is nothing, especially not in like El Alamein. So drill, it's a little more consolidated, but I don't think turtling is the answer to winning skirmish, but I think Helios did a really good job of it in the showcase match, and it paid off for the most part. So I don't know.
It's kind of tough, right? Because it's like it's this balancing act between like, if you and we've seen this 2 times in a row now, and I'm curious to see, do these teams learn from the mistakes of these two matches that we've seen now, right? Because when one team doesn't push the objective, and they go for map control, and they go for wide flanks, and trying to kind of outsmart their opponents, they're making it way too difficult on themselves to go and cap these points. And so, if both of these teams do what seems to be the meta in skirmish, because we're kind of developing the metas, right? We're developing the metas of skirmish mode. This is an entirely different format, really, when you think about it. So, the meta seems to me, hey, push down Main Street. Push down Main Street. Hey, you have got to risk it for the biscuit on this and try to go and get point control, because, yeah, like, they may flank you, but so far have not seen anyone be able to do wide flanks on them. Like, for example, when we saw this Helios versus TL match, TL got the most success when they pushed down front door. When they pushed down front door and they pushed across the bridge, and when they did overwhelming force, especially on that northeast side of the point, that is when they had the most success. And if it like to the point where they pushed Helios to the brink. I mean, like like literally 2 seconds away from capping the point brink. Like, it is as close a matchup as I've ever seen it. But I don't know. I think, what are your guys' thoughts? What do you think are going to be, the difference in metas between warfare and skirmish?
I was talking with Mav and KO before we started the stream. It was like, on warfare, it's a balancing act of offense and defense. On here, there's no offense and defense. Everyone's on offense until they cap the point, and then you're stuck. And you're still trying to push them and keep them off your point as best. It's King of the Hill. And so, like, the meta of map control is kind of like, it's hard to like viably say that this is what's going to win every single game, because it's about who can be on the King of the Hill more. That's all it is.
Who applies more pressure to the point and maintains it. It's just a meat grind. It's just one big battle with no real winner until somebody finds the hill and stays on it until it's over.
Honestly, it's not even that, because many times have a team came back the last 5 minutes, like, won via warfare with a cap.
Yeah,
I think just working together as a team is extremely important. I mean, you can't have a squad over here and a squad over here and somebody out here in BFE. You can kind of sacrifice that in warfare. In warfare, you can kind of sacrifice a squad here and there if you need to. Here, it's really, really, really going to be dependent on everybody just putting as much pressure as possible on the point. And it's something that everybody's not used to, I personally like the format. I think that we should start doing some tourneys in this format. But, not everybody's a fan of it because it's new, and new things are scary.
Well, I think that what I love about the prospect of doing a skirmish tournament, there's obviously some benefits to it. One of them being the fact that they're shorter matches, right? So the fact that they're 30 minutes, and they're for sure 30 minutes. So in terms of planning, fairly easy. Fairly easy.
Much
plan
easier.
it, way easier. I think that one of the things that is so interesting is that we've been running 18s for a long period of time, and I think that and it's so interesting because like a team like Fall Scrim has been running 18s for a long time. They have not been in the really in the 35s or 49 warfare scene, really, compared to especially some of these other teams that have been doing tournaments for quite some time. TOG,
not just low name tournaments; they're doing seasonal and APL and shit like that. Like,
absolutely, yeah. And so, for these guys that run 18s, this is the answer. This is the answer to running a smooth 18 style deal. But you can run 35s. You can add a tank to it, limited commander abilities, and it becomes a lot more of a focus on who wins gunfights, right? And I think that like for some guys, I'm not gonna name names, but for some guys out in the Hell Let Loose community, who just want to get kills, that worry about their KD and their KPM and all this kind of stuff, this is probably a lot more up their alley, right? This is kind of just like, man, like can I win my engagements? Can I win? It's positioning is obviously still important, but it's on a lot smaller scale, and so it's a lot of times, and this is what we were seeing, man. Like when you have a team like TL and you have a team like Helios, and the teams are really balanced, it provides for a really exciting match, because it really does boil down to the gunfights oftentimes. So, and not to mention the tank engagements, man, high risk, high reward types of affairs, given the fact that there's only one tank on the field really at a time that we've seen. And so, oftentimes what we see is these tanks push, they take out one tank and then they go ham and go super aggressive because, hey, there ain't another tank on the field. Let's go freaking capitalize. And make them pay for losing this tank engagement, and that's what thrills me the most is that there's a lot of high risk, high reward activity going on, and I think that right there is something that's really exciting for not just for players but for viewers as well, and that's what really excites me about the future of Hell Let Loose is that this may be something that's more appealing to people who are outside of the comp scene. The comp scene's been established for a long period of time, and for trying to expand Hell Let Loose from a competitive standpoint, this may be a really good opportunity to do so. So, KO may disagree with me, given the fact he's been in the comp scene for a long period of time, but I think it's exciting. I think it's really exciting.
Yeah, I think in its own respect, Skirmish has just as much of a place in the comp scene as Warfare. I mean, Warfare really, really gets down to the nitty-gritty of how well a team can work together and strategize, where Skirmish is just how well a team performs. How well you can perform in your engagements, how well you can win your one-on-ones. And I think both of them have their own place in the comp scene. And I think that at the end of the day, the more teams that get on the Skirmish train, the more competitive that these Warfare maps are even going to be. It's going to really solidify that line fighting style and winning your engagements and getting better with your gun skill.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's a lot more relevant than like trying to do an offensive tournament, right? Like that. I think it definitely has its place in comp in the future.
Yeah. It doesn't replace Warfare. I think it doesn't replace Warfare by any stretch of the imagination. But I think that, especially for smaller teams, this provides a new opportunity, right? And I think I look at a team like FPZD, who hasn't been in the Warfare scene but has been doing 18s for quite some time. They took on a team 3AC, who's been well established for quite some time now. They've already been in a major tournament now. They've gotten experience in not just in Division 3 and Division 2. And FPZD took them to town on LL, man. And you can say what reason 3AC lost it. You could point out the fact that there was no main push to the point you could say, man, they seemed like they were really out of position a lot of times. You could say, man, it looked like they lost some crucial gunfights. Whatever reason you want to say, and I don't want to make it seem like it was a one-sided affair, because there were many times where they got pushed back to the back line. They pushed right back. They took up key positions and were putting a good amount of pressure on Oasis in that LLMA match. But I think you still look at it and you're like, man, for a team that doesn't have any tournament experience, they came out gunning, and they may very well be looking at this and being like, we may not have the experience for Warfare, but we know what we're doing on skirmish mode, and they may have the meta down for skirmish mode. And if they can set themselves up as kind of they're more skirmish mode focused, and maybe they become the best of the best on skirmish mode. I think it would be a really interesting concept in the comp scene. May cause some disagreements. I think it may cause a divide between you would get destroyed on Warfare mode. Well, but you may get destroyed on skirmish mode versus.
Yeah. The way I see it is, it opens up a whole new stage of comp, of possibilities. It's just exactly what you say. If you want more of a run and gun, fast entry-based gun gameplay, it's going to be skirmish. If you want a more methodical, strategic type play, you're going to go for Warfare. And it's kind of cool how Team 17 provided us this option of a mode, because they obviously saw us putting up 18v18s, well, maybe they don't want something on that grind of a scale. Let's try and shrink it down, try it. Did multiple PTEs, heck with it, even though everyone fucking hated it. And now look at us, we're doing a whole tournament over this one game mode.
Yeah, 100%. And I hope we get to keep doing it, man. I hope that it's something that it turns into. something that we continuously do, and I certainly think that there's the opportunity as well. Which brings me back to since we had the audio off, so I apologize that we had the audio off. But obviously for this tournament, I'll go back over. We'll kind of show the teams real quick. But the teams that we have in this tournament. We got some good ones. We got 3AC versus FPZD. That already happened. There was a win for FPZD, and obviously we're going to be streaming the TOG versus 3Foys matchup. And if you look at the right-hand side of each of these teams, there's icons there. All 4 of these teams have chosen a charity to support. In fact, this tournament, whoever wins the tournament, all the donations that have been collected through the Dogs and donation link that's in the description below and the link below, will be going to support the charity of the winner's choice. So feel free to be given some donations to help out charity, helping a good cause. But yeah, it's going to be really exciting. Obviously, this tournament's going to be over the course of, I'll bring up the schedule real quick. It's going to be over the course of 4 weeks. So this will be the second matchup of week 1. And the next week, FPZD is going to be taking on 3Foys in a TOG versus 3AC. And then in week 3, 3Foys is going to be taking on 3AC, and an FPZD going to be taking on TOG. That week 4 is going to be reserved for the top 2 teams. Whoever the top 2 teams is in terms of points will be battling out in a winner-take-all. Whoever gets to be taking home the prize for their charity of choice. So it's going to be really exciting. And obviously, as we've seen in tournaments like 3A or APL, KO, when it comes to the finals, man, anything goes, man. It don't matter what happened in the regular season, man. You could have been absolutely dominant, but then in that championship match, man, things can be flipped on its head.
Yeah, absolutely, right. The pressure will get to you.
Yeah, it will. And and obviously in my mind, the match that I'm thinking of when we're talking about this is Vanguardia versus 75th OG. And TOG was a part of that 75th OG team that ended up taking the Division 2 title. They were the only team that ended up doing an upset in that final. Obviously, in Division 1, ESBT took it against Syndicate. Over in a really beautiful match over Town Center. Town Center is always a great one when it comes to Carentan, always very competitive. And we saw ESPT pull it out, get their second consecutive title for APL. So they're 2-time APL champions. And in Division 2, Vanguardia, who had been undefeated in the regular season, went out there and took an L against a really talented and really determined 75th OG team that got the win and got the Division 2 title. I think talking about all the teams that were in Division 2, which was probably we were looking at that as the kind of the most intriguing division, the most competitive division. 75th OG was a team that we were looking at as like, man, they're kind of a Division 1 team, but I wouldn't say they're top 5, and they went out there and they absolutely proved that they deserve to be in Division 1. So we'll see what happens in season 3 of APL, and then last but not least in Division 3, which ended up being an awesome division. I don't know what your guys' thoughts were on it, but Merck ending up taking the title against a 10th Mountain team that I don't think anyone expected to be in the finals, but they took it to Lucky Strike's Marauders, which is now called Hellfire, I believe, is now their competitive team.
So we split. We're still our same teams, respectively. Okay. Yeah, so Lucky Strikes and Marauders were partnered, and now it's Lucky Strike and Hellfire separate.
Got it. Okay.
I'm going to turn my camera off real quick. It looks like it's frozen. I'm gonna turn it off
no problem. No problem, dude. Sorry, and I'm gonna... That's the beautiful part is when you're running a tournament, you have to wear many different hats. So, I got a lot good going. But
let me just take this one off and put a different one.
Yeah, I know, right? So we got about 10 minutes till the map flip is supposed to happen. About 10 more minutes. So we promised we promise it's coming. We promise the match is coming. And of course, it wouldn't be a Hell Let Loose competitive match if there wasn't a delay. From a casting perspective, there is always delays. But that's a good question. There was a question in the chat. Will latency and ping be a problem? So this is a US West server. There may be a ping. There's probably going to be more of a ping advantage for TOG on this map. But that being said, I think that and someone in the chat can honestly correct me. I think that a lot of Australian players are very familiar and have played a lot on US West servers. A lot of these teams like Chimera and GBI actually own US West servers.
Yep.
So it shouldn't be too bad. I would still say the ping advantage is going to be TOG. But that being said, I've known lots of people who were on the East Coast and man, really had some ping issues playing on US West. So, it can kind of go either way depending on where you're at. It is not on a Japanese server, unfortunately. Circumstances we had to change to a US West server, but it is going to be on US West, and hopefully the ping's not too bad. Hopefully the ping's not too bad on it. But at the very least, we hope that the ping doesn't change the competitiveness. That's always an issue, right? And Ko, I don't know what your thoughts are on this, but given the fact that you've played on all sorts of different types of servers in your days, but including you've played with
Chimera.
Australian teams too. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I think three foys will be more familiar playing on shitty ping versus,
Actual ping.
home turf, right?
Sure.
And you have to play a lot of these guys. I know in Chimera and GBI for sure, they'll play on like Glow's server or TL. They'll play on these American servers to get used to the ping beforehand.
Sure.
Or European servers, whoever they're facing. So, I think, TOG will have the ping advantage, but three foys are used to it.
Yeah.
No
Absolutely.
excuses, right?
Yes, take
No,
it from a
Jesus.
guy who grew up with crappy ping. I grew up in the middle of nowhere in the backwash of the country, and I've had some horrible pings in the past. And honestly, I don't think it makes much of a difference. I was still able to maintain competitiveness in pretty much every game I played. So.
You hear the complaints a lot. I think APL, that was I'll bring up some scuttlebutt. That was definitely an issue that came up was servers and middle ground servers for tournaments, ping, all that kind of good stuff. But I think at the end of the day, this is just the name of the game when it comes to Hell Let Loose, man. Like, if you want to play competitive, you're going to play on some servers with bad pings. It's just going to be the inevitability of it. And I think, unfortunately, it does impact things sometimes. It really does. I think we'd be kidding ourselves.
Being able to adjust to the to bad ping is a skill in and of itself as well. If you haven't never played on bad ping, it feels horrible. I remember the first time I actually had good ping, and I was like, wow, this is nice.
And by the way, for those of you who are joining the chat who have never been in the chat, thank you so much for joining us. If you if you're wondering what we are doing, this is a Hell Let Loose competitive match. We're doing kind of the pre-game show kind of thing as we lead up to this match. But if you want to know whenever we're casting or streaming, feel free to join our Discord. We have notifications that come up, and we'd love to interact with you. And of course, this is going to be for charity, so we have that donation link below if you want to go ahead and support one of the charities that are going to be the winning charity, at least. And there's some great charities. Obviously, Ko, you've done charity matches in the past, and one of the charities that you supported, which I am a huge proponent of, is St. Jude's Research Hospital, and that's actually one of the charities that's going to be supported through this
FPCD.
tournament. Yeah, FPCD has chosen St. Jude.
Of St. Jude.
Yeah, great.
I got a buddy who is actually a spokesperson for them.
They're a fantastic organization. Let me tell you. I think altogether from as a guy who spends a lot of time in the financials, it's an organization that I think when you research charities, unfortunately, you run across some situations where their money is not going according to where it should be going, and I think that St. Jude's throughout over 60 years, I believe, that the charity has existed, has continued to put the money in the right places, and the results speak for themselves. They've decreased childhood cancer by substantial amounts, and on top of it, reduce the burden that are on these families with pediatric oncology. So it's an absolutely great organization, but they're not the only ones. Obviously, some of the other tournaments that are charities, that are going to be supported. I'll pull it up on the screen real quick. But TOG is going to be supporting DAV, which is a organization to help support American veterans. Three Foys, S Sands is going to be the charity they're supporting. That's going to be for Aussie and New Zealand military veterans, supporting them. And a lot of
Thanks.
obviously, and that makes a lot of sense, right? Like military charities, and then the new 3SC just announced which charity they're going to be supporting is going to be. Let me pull up the link real quick, and I apologize because I'm not as familiar with
It's called
the
Give an
charity.
Hour.
Yeah, Give an Hour. Yeah, and their charity is to help out with the critical shortage of mental health professionals, which obviously I think that's something that many people relate to. And especially for military veterans. So all sorts of great causes. So no matter who you donate, no matter what you donate, it'll go to a good cause. It maybe not the charity that you thought it was going to go to, but that's the beautiful part about this, and it kind of, I think, not only are we helping support a good cause, but even more so, it gives a little bit of incentive to these teams to play well. But I'm sure that's not the only reason why they're playing. Obviously we're a brand new tournament, but I think at the same time, um, you know. I think there's a little bit of pride on the line. I would think so. You go into this, and especially with 4 teams, and some of these teams that are, they don't necessarily have their name out there, and they have a chance to put their name out there. And so I think it's a great opportunity for all of these teams. But
Y'all know the topic of charity is one of my favorites, and it's not really well known, but they're pretty big in Nashville. Is Hope Nation Radio. They do some excellent work. They partner with St. Jude for everything they do, and they're just an excellent foundation.
yeah, absolutely. So we are still waiting for the map flip. So, in the meantime, obviously we were at a 5-minute delay, so we won't be doing map covers this time. That's something that we are exploring with. For those who are used to watching competitive Hell Let Loose matches, typically there's like 15 to 30-minute delay. We're trying out no delay, but we won't be trying it out this match. We tried it out in the showcase, and it seemed to work really well. Just a chance for us to interact with you guys in real time throughout the match, especially if something comes up or we get some good comments or good questions. So, but we're doing about a 5-minute delay right now. So, hopefully we can respond to your questions relatively quickly. But that's just the unfortunate part of Hell Let Loose casting is the delays, because some people can't not look at the stream and look at the map and not cheat. But here we are.
And not be grown about it.
I feel like for the most part, a lot of the some of the bigger teams, though, you really, they have that standard of respect amongst them. You win by winning.
True.
You don't win by playing cheap.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think for the most part, Hell Let Loose has an incredible community of people that not only they work together, but there are a lot of people of high character. It's not totally true. Obviously, there are some people who come in here and they're a little shitty, but for the most part, I think that the Hell Let Loose community, especially the competitive scene, has been absolutely welcoming to all these new faces, and they're well established. They're really an enigma in terms of the gaming world. For a game that there is no money in the competitive scene, the loyalty and the determination and the addiction by many of these people is actually it's fascinating. It's fascinating to watch. So, in the speaking of the competitive scene, so coming up, kind of a shout out to what's going to be to come is next weekend is going to be the start of Hell Let Loose seasonals. Obviously, that's the big one, right? That's the tournament of all tournaments for Hell Let Loose. That's going to be starting up. I think there's 21 teams right now signed up for that tournament. I'm not sure if they're going to add any more, but. KO, I don't know what your thoughts are. Are you excited to be playing in another seasonals, man? ESPT feeling pretty confident going into that.
Yeah, man. It's always fun. I hope we make it far again.
You made it super far last time. Made it to the finals.
We're racking up silver medals right now, so I'd like to take home the.
Not an APL
take-
though. You won. You won an APL.
Yeah, we did win the APL.
You did win APL. Obviously, I'm sure that result was a little bit disappointing in HCA going up against. I would call XD the boogeyman at this point. I think everyone knew that was going to be a tough matchup for both sides, and XD coming out on top 3-2, and on Carentan. You know, Carentan seems to be the map for finals, I guess, for these top teams. You guys did Carentan
Yeah.
for the final for Syndicate, against Syndicate for APL, and then XD for HCA. So hey, maybe we'll see a rematch. We'll see a rematch of XD. Obviously, ESPT seems to be the they seem to be the kryptonite for 116 Greyhounds. Twice eliminating Greyhounds in a semifinal of a major tournament. So, to me, that's still blowing my mind. But yeah, ESPT maybe get another rematch against XD, kind of avenge themselves.
Yeah, we'll see. We got WTH to worry about as well, right?
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
these top teams are so good at shutting down like entire sections of the map to the point that you can't even play against them. So.
Yeah, and that's the tough part, right? Is these teams are playing high stakes. They have perfected everything, and now it's a matter of like, coming down to the little things, right? Like, and I think that's the really tough part about it. But at the end of the day, seasonals is always a really exciting tournament. If you're looking to watch the best of the best, HLL seasonals is the way to go, man. So they're going to be starting up next week. So feel free to check it out. Hit up their Discord if you're looking to find individual matches to watch. They're going to post all of the casters for all of the matches. So feel free to keep an eye out for that. In other Hell Let Loose news, there is another tournament that is out. They just started today. Merc and some other guys. I'll pull up the name just so I'm speaking about it correctly. Where is it at? Hang on one second. I got. Can you guys talk about that tank tournament? Do you guys know anything about that the tank tournament? It's called.
No clue.
Really?
I am not aware of this.
Tracks to Glory. You guys don't know about this?
As far as I know, we weren't even invited. So.
Tracks to Glory is a tank tournament. It's a tank tournament. And they just started
That's
today.
crazy.
Yeah, they just started today.
Who else participating?
All sorts of people. And give me 1 second, because we may need to do some pubcasting. This match may need to get rescheduled. So,
Oh no.
yeah, I know. Give me 1 second. Oh, never mind. We should be. They're getting guys. They're jumping in shortly.
Okay.
They're
I was
jumping
gonna
in
say
shortly.
it's 37
everybody's
versus
always
4.
a little late.
They're on
Welcome
Australia.
to Hell
37
Let
versus
Loose.
2.
Welcome to Hell Let Loose. Do we have any questions in the chat, by the way? Any questions? Where's McQuaid hide his pot of gold?
That's a question that a lot of people ask. That's something you'll have to find later at the end of the rainbow.
Yeah. So let me. You know what? I will.
McRae.
I think I have it set up to where I can share my screen real quick. Give me 1 second. I'll pull it up. Give me 1 second. I'll do a little screen share. No, we'll do that. Let me bring up a new display capture. Display capture, or is it window capture? Welcome to figuring things out on the fly, right?
And just like the meme I've always been
Yeah,
saying, we'll do it live.
We're
Tank
doing it
tournament. I wonder
live.
if,
We're doing it live. Oh, it's not even.
Wonder
That's
if
not
Beer
even the
House
right
is gonna
screen.
crawl out of their hole for that one. They
I
love
know,
those
right?
things.
I know, right? They get to see all my tabs, I guess. But
Oh no.
there we go.
Not
Okay,
his
so
tabs.
I'll pull it up real quick. Okay, so obviously you guys won't be able to see it, but I'll send you guys links real quick. I'll put the link into the chat so you can look this up on Discord. There we go. Yeah, so this is Tracks to Glory. So they they had 6 matches today, I guess. Let's see. I'll get this maneuvered out. But so match number 1 was GBI Milkmen versus HLB Fan Club.
Not the Milkmen.
That was yesterday, actually. Chimera versus 16th was another match. 75th versus Mo Non. I won't say the end of that one, but you can guess it's an Australian team. But Parabellum versus there's some really bad names. 10th versus TL. Fire for Effect versus C-Trax. Golly. There's some horrible names. Butter Brigade versus BNS, and then BDE versus Warlords. So lots of tank matches. It's like a giant tank tournament. And you could see for week 1. Oh, single elimination, by the way, too. So high stakes, high reward kind of tournament.
That's rough.
Real rough, right? But
We got 3 foys are starting to pour into the server now.
Beautiful.
Couple minutes. They're at 24 players.
Here. Yeah, real quick here.
Right now we're at a total of 60 players.
Oh, we're getting real close.
You want to go ahead and make your squad sheet real quick so I can hop in? And
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I won't. Yeah, we got that. And all right, beautiful. Yeah, dude. So we're about to get underway here really shortly. I'm kind of waiting to see. We're about 25 players on 3-4 side, so we're real close to getting started. So
yep.
Yeah, where does he hide his pot of gold, dude? That's hilarious.
Did you see what Abroxy said when he was talking about my low ping?
Oh, he's low. Yeah. His router back home was a string with 2 cans on either end. That's a great comment, dude. Great comment.
Yeah. He's always dogging me about where I grew up in the middle of nowhere.
You got that dial-up internet, huh?
Yeah, I did too. I had dial-up while everybody else had nice internet.
That's hilarious.
The man didn't even know the name of it. It's just called nice internet. Ooh.
I know, right?
That's when you know it's genuine.
Hey, I moved into my new place.
Nice internet.
I moved into my new place and they told me it was 200 meg speed, and I was like, yeah, let's go. You know.
Absolutely. Well, I know. Now we just need to get KO a camera, dude, and I give him crap every single time. But
look, we just need to get Vanguardia to get the money up for it. I mean, they were trying to get a GPU earlier.
They got it. Half Royal. Yeah.
The better yet, get it from our sugar daddy, Half Royal.
Yeah, I know. Half Royal. It really is the hell let loose sugar daddy. So I hope someone clips me on that. But I said it on stream. No, we love Half. Half is one of the best in Hell at Loose. So we love that dude to death. But owe a lot to him.
Oh yeah.
He is the real deal. He's the real OG dude. Yeah, he's a real dude. So and I'll give some shout outs too, for the Dogs Den. Couldn't have done this without people like M80 and Drummer, for the Dogs Den. And of course, dude, the biggest shout out has to be Sad Panda for this freaking tournament, dude. I would not have been able to do
setting
this
all this up.
Sad Panda. Yeah, Sad Panda has been my partner in crime on this, and I owe a lot to him, dude. He basically solved all the issues for yesterday's match for me, so I appreciate you, Sad Panda. I hope you know that. I so appreciate you, all that you do. So thank you. So I think we're ready. Are we ready? I'm gonna check real quick.
Reckless spot there in chat. What's your favorite roles to play? I don't know about you guys, but personally, I am an absolute whore for a recon.
Bruh. I'm a spotter main. Let's go.
I'm the sniper main, brother.
I love being a little rat, getting like, hey, look, I'm not gonna get hundreds of kills, but I'm gonna sit here and fuck up your life.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. No, I started out doing the whole flare thing. It was because we didn't have enough to roster a recon team. We had to sacrifice too much to just have a sniper role,
Hmm.
and so we started getting the recruits in this so that we could have that sniper role. But I remember just redeploying flare, redeploying flare, redeploying
Yep.
flare.
You're either doing that or you're getting right behind them and just
Mm,
being a ghost.
yep. Yep. But I love the sniper role. Um, Probably sounds a little cliche, but I put her down in the sniper role. I really do.
How many tabs you have open? Sheep is known to have over 100 tabs at any given time for no given reason.
Yeah, you guys don't know
I've
he has
covered it a
2
lot.
Oh my
PCs.
gosh. Map flip.
Oh no, it's not 2 PCs. I can tell you that right now. It's just the one. The man is the maniac. I barely can stand having 5 tabs open. This man's like, oh, let me just sort through this whole folder for all these 90 tabs, and I have at least 5 of those. Sheep is insane.
I am insane. I think this has already been established, but yes, but as McCray correctly pointed out, we have map flip, boys. Map flip. Let's go.
It is
The
time.
credit goes to
Let's
Maverick,
go.
not me.
It's time, mother
What?
truckers. It's absolutely time. Oh my gosh. The funny part is that whenever it comes to warfare, dude, what I'm most excited about is the one thing that I don't get in a skirmish map, which is what points are going to be
Opener.
at. We know what the points are going to be.
Oh yeah.
But no, but you're
There's
right.
only
Though,
one point we care about.
no, but the opener is super good too, right? Like I'm a sucker for a good truck.
But
stop,
I
you
think
know?
skirmish just ramps up the those last 5 minutes even more than
Yeah.
flare does.
Like I
Um,
said,
Yeah.
And I'm
Like I
gonna
said,
be
I'll say it
switching.
again.
I'm gonna switch to the TOG side. 'Cause
Skirmish,
That's how I have my thing set up. But
skirmish, I think, is definitely a
message.
good telltale of who is going to
Sheep
win their
check the DM.
1v1s.
I'm looking. Yeah, I know. It's
All right.
Yeah, I couldn't.
It's all good.
At the time. I think it's fine.
I know exactly. what that was about,
It's only private DMs. It's all good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so underpass is the midpoint. I know it's a little bit of a shocker for all of you. But that's the midpoint. So super excited to watch. Man, front door. Do we get both sides pushing front door or underpass? I think that's the real question for me going into this. Do people do the meta thing, and do we see some
So-called
really
meta
big-
yet to be confirmed.
I know, but I'm excited to see it. So we do have TOG on the Axis side, and it's going to be 3 foys on the Allied side. So obviously in that showcase match, the Allies were the ones who came out on top. But when I say they came out on top, they freaking came like inches away from winning it as the Axis. So it could go either way. We could go either way. I hope it's a barn burner like the last one, man. I really do, man. I hope my voice goes out for sure.
Yeah, I'd like to see if TOG is going to utilize the bridge more than TL did. I think they had like 1 MG over there.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the main part of the bridge, right? So
Braz,
not
I think, was that MG, right? Was it Braz who was up on that MG?
I think it
on
was
the north side?
Braz, yeah.
I'll
And
believe
it was just him. So I'm wondering if they're going to commit any more than just 1 machine gunner over here, because they can lay down fire all day into underpass.
Yeah. So
I
obviously
think the opener advantage is going to be for the Brits here. I mean, they don't have to cross the bridge and they don't have to cross the river.
Sure.
If they can get set up and get their guns set up on that bridge to open this thing up, I think it's going to be a game changer for the first few minutes of the match.
So here's the interesting thing. So if you look at the Axis side, the medium has decided to go up on that west side. This was something that happened in that TL match, if I remember correctly, too. They took up position at northwest side. I think it didn't exactly work out for them, but maybe it works out for them in this one. And then for the tank for the Allied side, I'm looking for it right now. Yep, going mid. Ripa and the crew gonna be taken up on that mid side. So 10 seconds. 10 seconds till the match warm-up is over, and here we go, fellas.
Yeah, Ripa. I got to give a shout out to Ripa. we've had some good combos in the DMs once or twice. So
He's been
I'm
very
excited to
active
see
in
how
the Discord. We appreciate the activity, man. This tank, Ripley, is just gonna get up on the bridge, man. He's gonna get
I
up
think
on
I'm
this
gonna
bridge.
focus on him. I'm a little excited to see what they're gonna do here.
Yeah, absolutely.
We
You can see that truck. That truck is just coming down Main Street for the Axis with the medium. Just he may get a shot on this if he gets in.
Oh no!
We'll see. We'll absolutely see. The truck has stopped. The infantry has gotten out already. Short of underpass. No cap progress yet, but we do have people for the Axis already in.
Three boys have committed equally both to the east and west side. Pretty interesting. And we have a lot of TOG on the west side, and not so much on the east.
Yep. Lots of allies up on that east side, just like you were talking about. But lots of guys going down. Medium just holding down that bridge. He took out a lot of the guys who were pushing up on the bridge for TOG. And right now, cap progress in favor of 3 foys to start out.
Rippa's already out of his tank going out to spot.
That's unbelievable. Tank shot's
Let's
real
see it.
close. He's getting shot at by that tank. Up on the west side, you can see him.
Yeah, medium on the far west side. Kind of doing the same thing that TL did.
Yeah, absolutely. It's actually more spread out than the
Almost.
prior one. He's not even shooting at the
Yeah.
tank. That's what's really interesting.
Dogs actually just took down the engineer building the repair station for 3 Foy's tank.
Wow. Hit on the
Oh, one
tank!
shot into the...
He got him! And the tank's moving back! Gets
Good
back
solid
in time,
hit.
but he pushes forward! He's stuck a little bit!
Is he getting hit by an AT gun as well? He's
I
getting
can't
hit
tell,
by
he's
two things.
He pushes
Barely
out and
missing the
exposes himself.
PC-4. Down goes the tank!
What
got
a
the
comeback.
PC-4!
Great job, Rippa's tank crew.
Absolutely crazy tank battle to start this off.
So here's the question. So 3/4 cap progress for 3 foys. They are hurt. Do they push aggressively now that the PC-4 is down? I mean, so far, 3 foys maintaining really good control across the east and west sides of this of the midpoint on underpass. So
I don't
You
know.
could-
I think that
Cap
TOG here
is-
with the AT guy laying down under the bridge here, just
Yep.
waiting for 3 Foy's tank to push up, is going to be crucial to whether they need to push or not.
And Cap has been secured by 3 foys now. But remember how fast they get back into these tanks. That P4 is already starting to move up.
3 Foy's making a lot of progress on the eastern flank as well, pushing through that entire defensive line.
This AT gun is still up for TOG on the east side. We got a Zor Prime. Looks like he's about to get back into it. Maybe not.
I love that I had a map cover up and I forgot to delete it. So like half the time I was blocking everything. I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh, you gotta love. But we got it off. We got it off though. Oh my gosh.
TOG
How's
pushing
the,
it real hard on the west flank, trying to overrun here. 3 Foys wasn't able to build the AT gun in the road either. It looks like their engineer got taken out.
We'll see. So far, so
the tank
good on
commander.
that east side. So far, so good for 3 foys.
He's still outside of his tank spotting.
I mean, this is the Vanguardia tactic, right? This is something that we see a lot from Vanguardia. Their
Yeah.
spotter gets out, and Rippa kind of doing the trick there. And be really interesting to see. They're all healed up, playing more conservative than what we've seen from other teams in skirmish mode. You can see here at TOG, they've set up an AT gun up on this east side. Swollen is in it. Does he have a shot on this tank? It's tough to tell. I think he's gonna be really tough shot for him.
Plant Nugget over here hiding for his life. Looks like a couple 3 Foy guys know that he's over here, but they just can't find him. In the east flank, west flank, he is just hiding over here.
Togs are starting to really come in on that east side. 3 foys getting pushed out
One
of that
shot
barn.
into Churchill. The P4's got him.
He's right now stationary. He's hurt bad.
Oh, this tree is just barely keeping them alive.
Yep.
It looks like he doesn't have any visual. Oh, barely missing him. And Rippa gonna push forward without his tank. They're gonna back up, and he's gonna try to get a spot ahead of
on
time.
them.
Really interesting strategy. I mean, so far so good. It's paid off for them in the long run, but they are hurt. That PZ4 has an angle on him. So does I don't know if the AT gun does as well, but TOG got some infantry pushing really close on this northeast side.
3-4's spread out all the way down the west side, trying to look for a flank that's not really existing over there. Problem is, TOG needs a push straight through the middle.
They are getting cap progress now. They've got a big push through the west side, 2 outposts inside the hard cap now.
Big infantry push, and they pushed up on that west side of the bridge, which is a little bit more open, but you know, you got to take the space.
It's not being covered, right?
Your overlay's popping up at the wrong time.
I know, it's off. I took it off. 5 minutes
no, it's
delay.
Covered. Oh, okay. 5 minute delay.
I saw it about 4 minutes too late. But yeah, so I apologize for it. It's fixed. They're getting lots of kills. Bridgie, Squeezy getting Cortex and Rice. Can they continue? They have continued cap progress on underpass.
TOG making a lot of offensive pressure here, just completely overrunning the entire defensive line from 3-4s.
Ripa and his crew have pushed forward just a bit.
Is gonna pop a flare up over point here. Let's see if it gets them some ground.
They do have a mark. Good hit! Good hit on the medium! They're gonna back up. Can they get back in time? Yes, they do. They're missing.
Oof. Is that same tree that's getting in the way?
And this right here is crucial with the TOG taking out that engineer that was building the repair station. Now 3-4s is forced to get out of their tank and repair in this situation.
Yeah.
And that may cost them in the long run because they played very conservatively and unfortunately TOG has kind of taken the space. Man, they are so close.
Oh,
literally playing by inches.
Half track on the far west side.
And this is what highlights to me in this format. The tankers need to be focused on just slamming HE into infantry and not playing the little peek and hide and seek game with the other tank.
And this British
tank would be way more effective if they were just shelling HE into the TOG players.
And you can see here, this is the difference in skirmish mode. You could literally have cap progress on both sides, and that's what we got right now. Cap progress really still in favor of 3-4s at the moment, though they've been able to push guys back into the point, kind of push TOG back a little bit. Another hit!
Another hit!
They do have a
down it goes! Ripa going down! And just like that, though, here's the question. He's been hit. You can see he is burning a little bit. Femboy and the boys, do they push up? They push a little bit aggressively with the infantry, getting somewhat of an edge on here. They pushed really close to this underpass. Bombing run
by 3-4s! This is absolutely crazy. What a hell of a run right there.
That was
that's on TOG.
It was on. They hit, but there's still some guys that they pushed in just barely south of the bombing run, and they're still getting cap progress.
It's
TOG's placing their bombing run right now as we speak. That's what I'm messing up.
Oh,
here we go, right up top. It's a trade-off.
Bombing run now.
It's the same location. Oh my goodness. Just barely south of that east-west road.
But it's not gonna be enough.
No, it only took
they
three
only
of
took
them.
2 guys, yeah.
And TOG getting the cap progress right now. 3-4s completely losing their edge on that. Supplies dropping.
Is there a garrison for 3-4s? I'm not seeing one.
Is there what?
Is there a garrison for 3-4s?
Don't see, nah.
I don't think so. The commander is frontline infantry for 3-4s right now.
Unbelievable. 3-4s.
3-4s did a fantastic job recovering from that bombing run, too. I mean, they were back in point extremely fast.
TOG has a Gary right on the circle.
Look at that forward position open right in the circle.
Right on the fucking line of the circle.
It looks like they're going to roll their PZ4 back to the west flank, too.
So neither tank is playing very aggressive. They're playing very conservative on both sides, and I don't know about you guys. It seems to be almost a mistake on TOG's part, but they are getting cap progress as I speak right now. So we'll see if that it pays off, or if or they're going to be regretting not playing a little bit more saucy, a little more aggro.
DFK Bean over here absolutely pinned down and takes the death, along with Davis just getting completely overrun by TOG on the...
Three Foys does have half track up on the south side.
Okay. You can see that gamma bomb just going off, sending people flying. Body parts everywhere. Lindros and the boys pushing in. Soraluz is the only one on this west side. He is surrounded in the bunker. Just holding his ground. Holt and Regret for TOG. Behind the boxcars, just trying to hold up. And Insanity, the commander for Three Foys, is just trying to hold any space that he can. He's just laying down in the point, just trying to hold the cap progress. 3/4 cap for TOG, but Lindros goes down.
If they keep this up, TOG's going to cap.
TOG's recon in an absolutely beautiful location, just taking heads. I mean, it's in an excellent spot. Nobody seems to know he's there yet.
In the windmill, yeah.
Yeah.
TOG still in favor, but lots of guys for Three Foys on the point still.
They found him.
I mean, it very well could go for a recap. I mean, it's that close, I think.
The Churchill is back into play. Churchill's on the west side now.
So does he push in? Oh my gosh. You can, yeah.
I think it's too late. They're going to have to play for the recap.
Yeah. And that's it. And that's a cap in favor of TOG.
Truck goes down. Half track's still up for Three Foys. TOG half track is going far east map, and it's dead.
Wow.
Watch that.
It's gone. Casper's curse.
beautiful.
Sorry about that.
Strafing run by both teams back to back.
So can Three Foys recover? About 17 minutes left. Their tank is now up in the fight, although it's in the trench. Probably by design, I would think, but I mean, so far its positioning hasn't been bad at all.
TOG's know where it's at.
Oh, a rocket
Nice
just
rocket.
short.
Their half track is still up, and they're still getting spawns off that half track.
3
That kinda
4,
cheats
yeah,
the,
you
recon
can see it right there, just on the southwest side of the point, right off the rail. I mean, the problem is the deploy timing, right? Like that's going to be the issue, and TOG pushing a lot of guys on the point. You can see Three Foys got some guys up on that east side. See if it pays off for them to take a little bit of a flank, but right now Cap still in favor of underpass, but their OPs up on that north side for TOG and the garrison are lit. They are lit up, so infantry real close. Three Foys pushing up.
Looks like
TOG
3 Foys gonna
is-
try to build a garrison on the west flank in the back line. Got supplies coming down on the riverbed back here.
Churchill gets a shot into it.
TOG's completely giving up on this west side. They're all on
Down
focus.
goes the Churchill!
Immediately.
Down goes the Churchill!
And the Churchill.
And that's going to be absolutely critical for TOG, and they maintain under... No, they don't. Cap progress in favor of Three Foys, just going back and forth. 16 minutes left in this match. We still got more than half of the match left to go, and three para and Three Foys getting that cap progress back.
This west side.
There
Take
might
a
be a
look at
special on the P4.
Fuzzy here.
See,
is
rolling
right
on the
here
west
chasing
side.
P4, and they're dead.
First aggressive play from
P4's clear.
from TOG's tank here. He's pushing straight into the point.
They're clean, no satchel.
Fuzzy gets his outpost inside the underpass, and he's one of the best players. And, oh, something gets him.
I don't
Medium
see
just sitting
satchel
here.
anywhere.
No, they're clean. Mediums and
Clean.
hard cap, they're just sitting looking for targets.
Yeah. I think this medium
Three
wipe
paras,
that
flares
spawn.
go up.
I think that's a really smart move
TOG's
from
there.
TOG. Very smart move. You know, obviously the multiplicative factor, but he gets hit by AT.
Just a track shot, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a track shot. So TOG just scrunching up on these train cars just on the north side of the point, just trying to find whatever space they can get in, just to get inside of that circle. I mean,
Oh. And the tree just saved that P4 from a rocket again.
And that's the thing about these
There's
Piats, right, for the British, is that you can get really good shots up on the, even on mediums, you know. It ain't the same as the American bazooka or the Panzerschreck for the Germans, so.
The nice little spot for the Panzer IV, though.
He is destroying guys, but he doesn't have eyesight on this half track, so still deployable, still rolling for 3 foys, and it's keeping him in it, but right now Cap Progress going back in favor of TOG.
TOG with just a free spot there with the P4, just absolutely pounding this outpost without even taking it out.
You can see I'm doing a wide angle. You can see that there's some guys for 3 foys who are kind of trying to take a little bit more of a wide flank around them, I guess, to try to get any type of angle up on this barn on the northeast side, but it's costing them the Cap Progress on the point, and TOG have just kind of turtled up on underpass, trying to just hold any type of Cap Progress that they can.
TOG recon deep west, trying to make that running sim game a reality.
Yeah, 3 Foys has 5 squad leaders on the far west and far east map edge, and I think they need those 5 outposts in the hard cap.
Yeah, but they're
It's
also
not
trying to find a way
warfare.
to get off. They're trying to find a way to get off that half track that they got, trying to get a area up somewhere. But TOG's just deny him any inch they can get, because they're trying to get it up on these roads where this P4 is, or somewhere midline of the red zone, but they can't get there because the moment they airdrop supplies, TOG's got a handle. They're already there. Johnny on the spot.
And Ripper squad lead with a big flank back here.
Yep, you can see him way
Wonder
out
if
there
he's
on
been
the
smart
northeast
enough
side.
to put an OP up back there.
Rice getting bone saw up on that west side in the creek bed. And right now, 3 Foys got some guys who are moving up, and MGs are overwatching them on that west side. They are pushing up. No cap. Yep, Cap Progress in favor of 3 Foys right now.
Yep.
Even with the tank in the mid cap, 3 Foys getting Cap Progress. I have not
They're
seen
just
the tank cap.
outnumbering
Is that it? The half track. Half track's moving. Half track is moving for 3 Foys. He's gonna move it up. Sanity
Churchill-
moving it up.
just-
It's a
that's
a
second half
C4
track.
too.
It's a second half track.
Parking right next to the other one.
And this is the thing, this is the thing about in skirmish mode. The fact that you can only run tank. You got the extra fuel. Half tracks become such a critical part with the spawns being what they are. Cap Progress back in favor of TOG though. It's so
Churchill
close.
misses again.
Churchill takes a shot as well.
We got a precision as well coming in. Big hit on the Churchill. Precision came on the half track, but I'm not sure he got him. Another hit on the Churchill.
They just can't kill the Churchill.
And can they get into the same zone? Down it goes. Churchill goes
Another
down.
Churchill
Let's
down.
go.
Good on them to get a shot on
And
that P4 on the
TOG
move.
now starting to get some armor dominance, having pushed their tank more aggressively into the point. They're getting great shots, but in the midst
get
of
reps.
it, 3
Yeah,
Foys
Beautiful
pushing
out.
lots of
Taking over the
infantry.
hard cap.
Lots of infantry for 3 Foys in underpass. Cap Progress
P4
in
can't leave
favor.
now, even though they're hit.
Reinforce has already been dropped for TOG, and that's the only thing keeping them from losing cap progress.
Oh my goodness!
Exactly.
Yeah,
Just
it is about
making
Yeah,
2/3.
absolutely-
2/3
There you go,
done.
with the
Push.
reinforce.
2/3 done on that reinforce as well.
And the medium tank is just backed out of the hard cap, which is
Oh my
3
goodness.
people out of the hard cap.
Can 3 Foys continue the cap on the underpass? 11 minutes to go in the match. We're about 2/3 of the way through the match. You can see 3 Foys has made big pushes up on the north side. They are coming back down on TOG. It's the first flank that I've seen in freaking skirmish mode that may work. You can see these guys are collapsing on that north side.
3 Foys with 3 excellent MG positions, just holding down any
Yep.
advance on this railway.
Cap Progress still...
TOG's sitting
Back
back on the
reinforce
west side
over.
for some reason.
Reinforce should be over now. Underpass going in favor of 3 Foys now with the reinforce done.
And the medium
TOG's
is pushed all the way back.
Is he repping? Is he repping?
Yeah, he's going to rep by the barn, but he hasn't even started yet.
Oh my goodness, this may cost them.
There's 10 minutes left. You're losing the cap. I don't
He has
know.
AT right behind him, but they don't know where he's at quite yet.
AT shot barely missing from Jorge. Up on the bridge for TOG. Cap progress about halfway for 3-pair right now.
TOG's doing a west side
Bombing
flank for
run!
some reason.
Bombing run for 3
boys
boys.
bombing run.
Oh, it's absolutely brutal.
Oh,
Oh my
Bombing run.
goodness.
This is Gary.
Oh
Bombing run
my
is
God,
there.
bombing run.
TOG's still here.
They're still
in the
there.
fight.
They got
With the
a
spawn
spawn
wave
right
directly after.
afterwards. Yeah. But they're holding
still
them.
losing cap progress. I think they have control of the underpass.
They
Yeah,
got
with
it.
an
They have it
excellent
right
red
now.
down there.
And without that tank in play, they've been repping. Without that tank in play, 3 Voice is going to take this.
They're fully
Yeah.
repped. They're getting back in the game.
And their medium will be.
Done an excellent job of regaining the point when they get pushed off this entire match.
It's been close. It's been back and forth for sure. This is exactly what we want from a skirmish mode map.
Oh, and the rocket just misses the garrison.
If that Churchill's smart, they're gonna just come right back into the point and secure the cap.
Yeah.
They don't need to worry about the P4.
P4 has
Cromwell,
rolled back
though.
into the picture.
Back on
He's
the
rolled into the
bridge.
point. He's contesting the point. Nope, still in favor of 3 Voice.
Still losing it.
Even with the tank in play, I just saw an explosion. I think that's the repair station.
Repair
This
station.
tank's
Yeah,
further
that's
back.
the-
Is he getting shot? Ripa getting...
P4 has taken a shot by Ripa's tank.
Oh,
Oh, they
he's
missed
just
it.
barely
Missed.
missing.
They have a Drake line.
Oh my
Just
gosh.
short. Is it gonna be enough? P4
Can he get it?
misses again.
Gets a good hit.
Before he
Another hit.
move.
Second hit into the P4. And a bombing run for TOG trying to defend the cap.
That would be an excellent spot.
And you
for
can
that
see
P4
TOG
to be.
desperately trying to get guys.
Oh,
They
the
gotta-
P4 takes a rocket
There
from the
goes the
point.
He takes him down.
PC4 down. That is impeccable
That was
timing.
from
Bombing run
Tempest.
for TOG coming in straight on bridges. Not a whole lot of guys. I think they're getting cap progress back. Yep, they are. TOG
Yeah.
getting cap progress back. Not a lot of guys on that bombing run. I mean,
First half track. First half track. They
Oh.
did
On
places
the
gone.
bombing run.
No,
and Tank is now
no
pushing
half
in.
track.
Ripa gonna push in very aggressively with this tank now.
Time for the
3
tank
boys
to
lost
charge
all
in.
half tracks.
TOG with an excellent pushback. I mean,
I questioned that far west flank that TOG did, but they did come through, take out their half
Yeah.
track. So now they have full control.
Yeah.
You
It's
can
good.
see-
TOG is stabilized a little bit with that
They
bombing
have
run.
stabilized.
Oh,
Bomber
yes.
is taking out Lindros from behind. But he is surrounded.
Medium Cromwell pushing straight up the bridge.
Look at this. I think he just threw a gammon. But doesn't get him. Supernova getting him. 3-pair pushing, pushing back in. And with this
3-4
tank in the
keeps
picture, they
driving.
can hold down this railroad track real well.
3-4 keeps driving those half tracks up, not really focusing on getting a good garrison up in that position. Meanwhile, TOG over here with an excellent garrison right on the point, and it just keeps giving them the point back every time 3-4.
Yep.
It's literally in the circle. It's the benefit of having the cap on the point, you know.
That's the thing. You just need to be able to cap that point first and get yourself situated where you have decent Gary's network to support it. Because the moment you're in there, ooh, it's hard to get out.
So
What
TOG
is
is,
the lockout on the garrisons for skirmish?
I think it's the same as
It's
normal
50?
match at 50. Yeah, in the blue zone. Yeah.
That's crazy, yeah.
So right now, 6 minutes to go. TOG still in favor. They're getting full cap back onto the point. 3-pair still got guys that are pushing in, but not as much as they did before. 3-pair was really pushing TOG to the brink earlier. And that bombing run and big spawn waves by TOG saved the cap.
3-4 definitely knows where that Gary is now. They have a dead support player on top of it.
Another half track for 3-4s. He's
Yeah,
got
that poor
Parkin.
support player, I know he is just screaming into his mic because he's been dead for a minute. And he's been waiting on somebody to mark that thing for him.
TOG's got their P4 back in the fight on the east side now, charging in a little bit.
It'll be really interesting to see how that goes. I mean, this tank, Ripa's tank, is in really good cover from the east side, so we'll see, can they get shots on him.
It looks like a Satchel Watch.com.
Let's try and get a Satchel on him.
Satchel next to the P4.
Satchel's going on the P4.
Giving place.
Wrath right around him, but he doesn't even know. Got it off.
He's
even know.
Satchel, and they don't even know it.
Oh my gosh. Oh, this is gonna be crucial. 5 minutes
And
left.
18 mines. No, he didn't play Satchel. He plays 18
mine.
mines.
Oh my
He
gosh,
just has
no.
the mine. He doesn't have the Satchel class.
Oh no! Cap progress in favor of 3 points,
Screaming in his
right?
bed.
No, it's going back and forth right now. About 4 minutes left. Watch.
Oh my
Watch.com gets run over by the tank.
Well, maybe he'll get a precision on
But
it.
they
4
got
minutes
lots
to
of
go.
guys on this point. 3 points. He's pushed that tank up. They know where that tank is now. Did he get a hit? No, I don't think he got a hit.
Yeah, there's the P-Strike.
That P4 is still. Oh, he got a hit,
And
but
the
it deflects.
strike misses.
Deflect on the P4 at the same time.
Got a
One
hit.
shot into the P4.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
that
P4
strike
not the
right there could
visual.
have been extremely crucial, but
If he
just
can get
missed.
this
If he
kill
angled
with
it
4
differently.
minutes left, it may give them the momentum that they need. Push that tank straight into the point.
Started.
Cap progress in favor of 3 foys again.
Yep. We got a quarter cap.
P4 just went down to 18.
Sit down. This is your moment. 3 points.
Let's go virus.exe. Let's get it.
And now three
Cap
points.
progress still going.
3 points make
Handpicked
about a
charging
lot
in.
of heavy,
About
heavy
1/3
progress.
cap right now. 3:28 left. Plenty of time to get this cap if they continue. This is going to be absolutely critical. Remember, this is not like Warfare. There is overtime. So even if
Yes.
3 points caps it, even if TOG
It's
continue
at
to
half cap.
stabilize, if there's any cap
Yep.
progress, we're halfway capped for 3 points. They are
Cap,
pushing.
cap. The Churchill is in the circle now as well. They've moved up.
Satchel went off, took a lot of guys out for 3 points, but the tank is moving up. Lots of infantry on that north side for
falling down.
TOG. Airhead coming in, and that's a three pair of Airhead
It's
coming
gonna
in.
drop by the side. He didn't even see it.
What a perfect placement with that airhead on the
That's
trade card.
beautiful. It's
That's
absolutely
beautiful.
beautiful. What a
And
play by the
they can move up
commander.
to defend it.
Sanity with an absolutely clutch play. Infantry pushing hard for TOG, but this tank is saying no.
Straight run
Giving
coming
them
in.
the
Just
gams off.
getting
You
his
shall
off.
not pass.
Desperation.
And 3-4 managed to get a garrison down in that smoke and get a massive spawn wave.
Big spawn wave up the airhead.
Huge
2
wave
minutes
for
left.
3 foys.
That fucking straight run was too late to get down.
Oh my goodness, this is just it has me on pins and needles.
They're
Lots
losing
of guys.
cap progress. They're
They do
losing
have
cap
a-
progress.
They did a reinforce in the circle. They're about 4/10 of the way through on it.
3 foys
Three foys
lost
just
all cap progress.
Giving it everything they
Reinforce.
got.
They did the reinforce early though. They did it before the 2-minute mark. So
Yeah,
if they can
it's
continue
gonna
to
go
keep on the
overtime
point,
at this rate.
the airhead's
Ripa's
still
still
up, but
hanging
guys
on.
going off.
P4 is going 4th gear all the way to point. Trying to get there as fast as possible on the west side.
Less than 2 minutes to go now.
And they know that tank's up in the center. They just did a flare. He's going to move up a little bit. They've spotted the tank. They have a ping on it. He's going to move
here
up
is
a
where
little
it would
bit
be
further.
Crucial for 3-4 to have a recon
Big
play on the
ass
bridge.
spawn wave for 3 boys. And can they capitalize?
3-4
Still no
just
progress.
giving it their all, just pushing.
Flares up,
everything
though.
they've got.
Reinforce is almost up for TOG. Tank's moving up even further, but he just got shot at by that PT-4. Barely
They've gotta
missing. He
keep
had the
this
barricade.
circle alive.
He's been
Absolutely.
hit. He's been hit.
Ripa
Cap
pushing
release
this
has
thing
started.
right
It
up.
started for 3 boys. Ripa moving back.
We're about to be in overtime.
40
TOG,
seconds left.
Reaper over here on the flank, just pushing through 3-4s here. Is he gonna make it up top? He's killed 4 of them. Will he get a fifth?
Oki goes down.
Oh, they bounced off the church.
30
30
seconds.
seconds left. Cap progress still in favor of the
Another
manpower. Manpower for TOG is at 118. Big ass spawn wave up the airhead again. That's the last airhead spawn wave that's gonna happen. Tank goes down.
Tank goes down.
With 14 seconds left. Cap going back in favor of TOG with 10 seconds.
Absolutely running it over right now.
And Levitate wipes the outpost by the airhead.
They're pushing so close.
all
That's
over,
it.
folks.
TOG with the win.
TOG with the dub.
Let's go.
Gosh, that
And
was
I get
so
him close. For
close.
that.
So close.
Hell of a match.
Wow.
Honestly.
Absolutely crazy match. Unbelievable. And for those of you who are wondering, by the way, the pings were around 200 to 250 for the most part for three foys. But my gosh, they made that so close, man. So TOG gonna come out 1-0 to start off the tournament. So based on I'll pull up the results here on the screen, the schedule, but. So obviously earlier yesterday we were talking about a 3AC versus FPZD. They got the win on El Alamein, so they go 1-0, and then now TOG will be 1-0 after this match. But man, I don't think either of the team's stock goes down after a match like that. It was absolutely incredible.
It was competitive all the way through. There wasn't a single stale moment for all four of us.
Yeah.
And here come the messages in text chat about the ping.
Yeah. Yeah, I figure, but unfortunately that's, they played absolutely incredible despite the ping issues, and
Oh yeah, they did an excellent job. I think where they really lacked was they were relying too much on those half tracks instead of building those garrisons. I mean, TOG having the garrison right on the edge of the circle there saved their ass multiple times.
Yeah. But absolutely beautiful play by Sanity. I think one of the things that taken away from it, the commander for three foys, beautiful. That airhead placement was just absolutely gorgeous, and they had many spawn waves come off of it. It kept them in the fight. They built that garrison up in the red. It was still deployable. They had a half track. They were maximizing their spawns, and unfortunately, that tank just. He pushed up a little bit too far, just got a little bit too close to this Icarus, getting a little bit too close to the sun, and unfortunately got taken out by that PZ4. Beautiful play by that PZ4 for TOG to take it out, because that was a huge part of the cap progress for three foys on that point. So, but obviously, going back to what we were talking about in the pre-match. Your ability to be able to put consistent pressure on the middle of that point is absolutely critical in maintaining one of the advantages of holding that circle is you could put a garrison literally on the top edge of the circle and it not be locked down because you have control of the cap sector. So, and unfortunately for three foys, they just did not have that. They had to unfortunately for the most part put their spawns their forward operating bases up behind the line, unfortunately. So, but absolutely beautiful by both teams. It was absolutely incredible to watch.
Yeah. Too many times 3-4 ran the bombing run in the beginning across and cleaned off the objective, and TOG recovered with the garrison immediately. 3-4 pushed in and eliminated their entire defensive line, and TOG immediately recovered with the garrison again on 4 separate occasions. Talking about the ping, I don't think the ping was really that much of an issue when you're relying on a 54-second respawn from a half track over the 20-second respawn on garrison on the other side.
Yeah,
Great point.
Absolutely.
It would have been compensated with that second half track that they pulled up, but those moments were short lived. Both those things, the moment they parked that second half track, it was less than 5 minutes later. Both those half tracks were off the map.
Yep.
So they lost all their placement.
3-4 wasn't really the recon. I didn't see the recon popping a lot of flares. I mean, and you saw TOG. I mean, TOG had a flare up all match,
all the time.
Constantly.
And 3-4's just not using them. And more than once, there was 2-3 guys from TOG on the point, and 3-4 just didn't have that information. And
it is exactly that. TOG knew that they're there, and TOG knew we can't go anywhere. Whenever they dedicated to the flank, it was no more than a squad, and everyone else was on point. And we were talking about, it's kind of like it's not necessarily turtling. It's more like you're on offense, and you're still going to be on offense, but you're not going forward.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So absolutely incredible. So that will wrap up week 1 of HRI. Next week we will be on on Friday. We'll announce it in the Discord. Saucy Muffin will be the caster for Friday's matchup. So it would be really nice to have him on. He's
the absolutely excellent guy.
yeah, absolutely. We're so thankful that he's been so enthusiastic about joining the HRI casting crew. So we're so excited to have him. He'll be taking up that Friday match, and obviously when we have the caster for Saturday, we'll let you guys know. But that will do it. Thank you so much for joining us. And of course, if you like the content, feel free to join our Discord, the Dogs Den Discord, join the HRI Discord. And of course, just a reminder that all these matches are going to support the charity of choice by the winner of the tournament. Maybe it's TOG, maybe it's 3 Floyds, maybe it's 3AC, FPZD. We still got lots of time. We still got lots of matches left to play. We got about another 2 weeks of matches before the finals. So, but regardless, feel free to go and hit that Streamlabs donation link and give a donation to one of these charities. So, thank you so much. I'm Sheepdog, McCraith, Maverick, KO joining me for this stream. Thank you so much, and have a great night.